Welcome to the Morning Wood. I'm your host, John Slop, joined as always by my friend, the great Matt Modi. Everybody knows that the best time to start laying the wood to the books is in the morning. So that's what we do every morning on this channel. For that reason, you should get subscribed immediately. Hit the little subscribe button, get the notifications on. You're never going to want to miss another one of these shows for as long as you live. While you're doing all that, let's look at what we did yesterday on this show. Matt, it was almost a sweep. I'm going to let you go first since you had two winners.
Yeah, two first half winners, but who's counting?
Yep.
It's one of those things where it's like, I did all hours and hours of research, and it's like, all right, I'm going to bet on Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb. It's like the two obvious guys to bet, but guess what? They hit. So it's like, it is what it is. Tried to get a little cute with Ferg. Wasn't quite in the cards, but that's all right because we'll take 2 out of 3.
Fergie says 40-plus receiving yards. That actually should have hit. Same with the receptions. If you watched late in that game when they started going to him, it did not look like the Cooper Rush, the Popeyes hero from the Bahamas Bowl in 2014. Did not look like him at all. It looked like he never thrown a football before on the one pass when they swung out Ferguson to the left. He missed him by a quarter mile, maybe more. It was just like, dude, he's right there. Like, how did it just – I don't get it. And then the last play of the game for the Cowboys, he airmailed him. The guy was open. They just threw it over his head. You're like, well, bro, like how are we supposed to make money with Cooper Rush doing that? We will let him off the hook, though, because he did throw 2 touchdown passes at plus 136, making my day profitable. But here's the thing, Matt. Nobody, and I mean nobody, gives a shit about yesterday. You know why? Because it's today. And
it's today.
Yep, they need new bangers for today. Let's hurry up, man. Hurry up. Go. Give them one.
Yeah, all right. We'll start with Cole Anthony, 15-plus points, plus 105 odds at FanDuel. These are the best situations to bet. When you got like 2 high-usage, high-profile guys out for the Magic. I mean, Ben Carroll's been out for over a month now, but Franz Wagner's out. This is where you get nasty, and this is where you can make some real money betting in the NBA. I am calling my shot that it's going to be Cole Anthony. We just need him to score 15 points. Now, the haters are going to look at the year and see that he averages like less than 10 minutes per game. That's fine. The one sample size we have without Franz in the lineup, Cole Anthony played just under 30 minutes. More importantly, he took about 14 shots. Now, he only scored 14 points, but what we care about are the minutes and are the attempts. If you're telling me he's going to play just under 30 minutes and then he's going to put up 14 shots, I'll gladly take for him to score at least 15 points. We all know how you want to target the Bucks defense. It's these guys like Cole Anthony who, I mean, like the theoretical version, the good version of Cole Anthony, who's a good basketball player, is guys who can run a bunch of pick and rolls, who can pull up. Like, that's how you target the Bucks. The Bucks allow the most points per game to point guards. They allow the second most points per possession to pick and roll ball handlers. And you can't look at the entire season with Cole Anthony. And for whatever reason, the NBA.com doesn't let you filter play type by any date timeframes. Like, you can only look at the entire season. What I do know is that when he's on the floor, he has the highest frequency of his play types being the pick and roll ball handler, meaning when he's on the floor, all they do is just spam pick and rolls with him. That's how you beat the Bucks. I get it. Different situation. Last year, he cashed this in 2 of 3 games. The one game he did not cash. He still scored 13 points, so he was right there. He was 1 bucket away. We're going to go Cole Anthony, 15-plus points.
I like it. What's the price on that?
Plus 105.
Okay. I was kind of hoping it'd be a higher price, but plus 105 is good. It's a plus money banger. So
that it is.
That. I'm going to go with a non-plus money banger, but as we'll see in a second, it's the best bet in the NBA right now. It's my guy, Andre Jackson, over a half a point in the first quarter, minus 115 at ESPN. I don't know if I have a more favorite bet right now. I know that thing's minus money, but it's worth it because it has everything. For starters, it's the most disrespectful line we'll ever see. They're saying this guy can't score even 1 basket in the first quarter, even though he plays like 8 minutes. Like, that's crazy. Imagine playing basketball your whole life, getting up early, eating vitamins, saying prayers, and finally making it into the NBA. Then you get named a starter, and ESPN bet comes along and says that you can't even score once in 8 minutes. Not even 1 point. Not even a free throw. Like, nothing. You know Andre knows about this. He has to. That's why he scores in literally every first quarter of every single game. And I think he's just hoping ESPN notices, because I've noticed he scores in the first quarter every game. Go look it up yourself. But still, ESPN never notices, and they still put this line out every single time. It's sad. Tonight, He's got the Magic who give it up to the shooting guard like it's something you're supposed to do. We're talking about almost 24 points per game over the last 7 games to the shooting guard position. Andre's definitely scoring in the first quarter tonight. And if you really want to get loose, Caesars is offering 5+ first quarter points at plus 450. I'm not doing it, but I know some of you psychopaths will. It feels right.
I like it. Yeah, I love when the psychopaths do something even crazier than what you say. And then like when it hits, they tag you in it. It's the best.
Yep.
All right. We are going to go with Kyrie Irving, 6+ assists. Last I checked, that was best offered at plus 165. I don't know if you know that today's a national holiday. It's Kyrie Irving versus Thunder Assist Day. National holiday recognized every time the Mavericks and the Thunder play. Now, for those of you that don't remember, this is basically going off of last year's playoff series where Kyrie Irving, not actually, but in my heart, he averaged more assists than he did points. He basically never scored, and all he did was play make. He's played the Thunder one time this year, but Luka didn't play in that game. So I'm not going to tell you that he did hit 6 assists on 11 potential assists in that game because Luka didn't play. So I'm not saying it, but it did happen. If you just want to look at the games last year that Luka and Kyrie played against the Thunder, there were 7 of them. He averaged 6.5 assists per game in those 7 games. Only one regular season last year, one regular season game last year with Luka and Kyrie. Guess what? He had 8 assists on 13 potential assists. We'll gladly take that. You want to know the reason why the Thunder are such a good matchup for Kyrie assists? It's because they don't let him score. They're number 2 in the second fewest points per game allowed, both via isolation and via the pick and roll ball handler. Literally the second fewest points per game allowed in both of those categories. That's how Kyrie scores the most and the second most of his points in terms of a play type. So what are you doing? If you're not scoring, you're playmaking. That's what Kyrie does against the Thunder. I actually did get a little crazy, and I took him 7+ on my own. I laddered him to 6 and 7. But for this channel, we'll split the difference. We'll go 6+ plus 165 at FanDuel. There's no chance he doesn't get 6 assists tonight.
That feels right. You know what feels right? Christmas time, Matt. And a lot of people out there are struggling with what to get their favorite gambler. Everybody is. I've seen you look on any social media platform, and that's all anybody is talking about right now. But here's the thing. You got a problem, we got a solution. There's a link in the description of this video. It goes to our store, the MBD store. There is gambling gear for literally every gambler on this planet except for under guys. But here's the thing. Nobody watching this even knows an under guy, so we're good. But go look in there right now. Shirts, hoodies, candles, tumblers, hats. I don't even know. I'm forgetting stuff. There's all kinds of stuff. There's ping pong balls. It's crazy what's in this store. Probably the greatest store I've ever seen. I would go in there right now, get something, all right? Here's the thing, though. Use the promo code Xmas, and you'll get 20% off of anything in the store. We're not going to make you a better gambler, but we're going to make you look like one, which is almost just as good. So go do that now, or wait for me to talk about my next bet, then go do it, whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Isaiah Hartenstein, over 2.5 points in the first quarter. That's offered right now, plus 102 at FanDuel. I'm going to be completely transparent about this. I have not locked this in yet. Okay? I'm not going to say I've locked it in when I haven't locked it in because that's lying, and I don't lie. The only downside to this is the fact that Hartenstein only plays like 6 minutes in the first quarter, okay? That, for me, usually disqualifies guys from even being considered in the first quarter. But I think we can make an exception here, and at some point today, I might. I'm like 95% sure, Matt. For one, we're talking about Isaiah Hartenstein here, all right? The guy's an animal. Look at him, all right? Google him, hit the images, look at the guy. He's an animal. On top of that, he's got the Dallas Mavericks tonight. That Mavericks team gives it up to the center position, all right? They cannot handle the big guys. On the season, they're 4th worst in the NBA in points allowed to the center position. I get that Hartenstein isn't the most polished scorer that we've ever seen, but all we really need here is 2 dunks. We could even get a dunk and a free throw. All I'm saying is, at plus money, this feels like the exact type of move we need to make tonight because we only have 2 games, so we got to do something. If I do end up playing it, you'll know, okay? Just know that I'm almost there. We're like 90% sure. I'm just going to see if there's some news that trickles out through the day. I doubt there's going to be. The whole thing just feels right.
I like it. Yeah, a lot of people are on on Hartenstein. I don't think anybody's on the first quarter. So
No.
you got that market to yourself. So my last one, I'm going to go with SGA 7+ assists. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, for those of you who don't know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
So last night, when I locked this in, it was plus 210. This morning, when I checked again, it was plus 130. So I can only give out the plus 130 number. I would still take it there. It's a crazy price on SGA assists. I don't know what it is when these two teams play, but the starting point guards just love racking up assists against each other. These two teams played one time so far this year. Again, no Luka, but that doesn't really affect SGA assists. He had 8 assists in that game. More importantly, he had 20 potential assists. He had a bad potential assist conversion ratio, still got us to 8 assists. He doesn't even need to get to 20. He could probably get to 15, and we'd still love the fact that he could get to 7 assists on 15 potential assists. You want to go back to last year? 9 of 11 games last year, SGA had at least 13 potential assists. It was 8 of 10 last year, 1 of 1 this year. Now, if you're a matchup guy, which I am, you look at the Mavericks, they look like an average matchup for point guard assist props. They're right in the middle. They're not good. They're not bad. That's exactly what average means. The thing is, the way the Mavericks play defense is they try to not let themselves get beat by whoever the number one scoring option is. So one game, it might be a point guard. One game, it might be Scotty Barnes, who had 14 assists against them. Another game, it might be Jordan Poole, who had 8 assists against them. Another game, it could be Devin Booker, who had 12. Whatever it is. And this goes back to last year. You remember that NBA Finals last year? I don't know if you remember it, but the Mavericks played in the NBA Finals last year.
I do remember it.
Jaylen Brown had like the best playmaking stats of his career in that 5 games against the Mavericks. It's all because of that style of defense. It's what people think of the Miami Heat, of like, oh, they don't give it up to the number one option. So do the Mavericks. And there's no numbers to back that up. It's only just me telling you and then looking at the box score and looking at situations where that helps my point. So SGA, 7+ assists, plus money banger. There's no, he probably will get the double-double. If you want to be spicy, you could do that. This is another one where I took the ladder one up above this. I took him 8+ on my own. But for this channel, again, we'll split the difference. We'll go 7+. There's no chance he doesn't hit that.
I like it. I like it. It feels right. I got the feeling the whole time you were talking that felt right. All right, that's going to do it for today. Before we go, I just want to say that DMing yourself positive reviews about your gambling service has to be the dumbest thing I've seen on gambling Twitter in quite some time. Getting caught for it is next level dumb. All right, if you missed it, a guy did it maybe a week ago, got caught, and now everyone's making fun of him for it. Obviously, all the tweets making fun of him are hilarious, but it's probably time to stop. All right, at some point, we as a society have to stop making fun of stupid people just because. Think about it. It has to suck to be born with no brain. You could argue that that's worse than being born without an arm or a leg. And nobody would make fun of somebody being born without an arm or a leg because that's just mean. In fact, I think we should actually celebrate this guy for living so long without a brain. When I was a kid, stupid people didn't live that long. They would just wander off into traffic. They would stick a fork in an electric socket, maybe get into a van with a stranger, never to be seen again. But with technology the way it is, people without brains can live long lives, which leads to the stuff that we're seeing on gambling Twitter every day. I'm just saying maybe it's time to start congratulating this guy on being this dumb and still being alive. It's a hell of an accomplishment. I hope this helps. We'll see you at 4 today. Subscribe to the channel.